Hey, Shellback Bow here. So it came to my attention that zombies are a topic for OSR conversation this week. So my 2 cents. Back in 2006, when I started playing D&D seriously, which was 3.5, and I was 18, 19 years old, I came to the conclusion that D&D zombies are dumb. And I much prefer the George Romero zombies. And so I do the George Romero zombies. Like cultists and necromancers can produce zombies, but they're George Romero zombies, and the necromancer has to actively control the zombies with his magic. Otherwise, they revert to spreading the zombie plague. And so, like, Constitution saving throw or fort save, because 3.5 Pathfinder First Edition was my game at the time. Saving throw 15 saves you from a bite, but I'd probably have it more like a saving throw of 20 or higher at this point, if I was still playing that system. And if I was doing OSR, it would be a just a save versus death, save versus poison. You know, if you make it, you make it. If you don't, you don't. And then, but what happens is when you fail, every hour you make a Constitution check, and every Constitution check you fail, you lose 1 point of Constitution. And when you hit 0 points of Constitution, you know, every hour you're making this check, and when you hit 0, that's when you die and reawaken in 1d6 turns as a zombie. And then you're a zombie. You're a George Romero zombie. You go and you have the eternal hunger of a zombie, and you try to bite people, and when they die, you are no longer interested in them, and you continue on to the next victim. And in 2009, I ran a Pathfinder campaign for a couple of sessions. I don't remember why it died off. I think it was 2000. Might have been 2010 or 2011. Probably 2011, actually, because I transferred from Southeast Virginia to Japan, and that's a good reason for the campaign dying. But there was some cultists that had uncovered a ancient temple of Pelor, and they were using. They had come across. What is it called? The not sarcophagi, the catacombs of the Temple of Pelor. And so they were turning corpses into zombies and skeletons. And so the party had to run down this area chasing the cultists. You know, first they rescued a lizard folk lizard man. That's so dumb. Come on, Bill. But they rescued this lizard man tribe from a zombie attack, and then they went and found the cultists who were culpable for raising the zombies in the first place. In this sunken temple ruins of Pelor. And they took out the cultists, and I had these cultists with these special daggers that were they could go ahead and sacrifice themselves, and in the process, they would force a will saving throw. Remember, this is Pathfinder First Edition. And if the characters made their saving throw, they only took half damage, but then they would take like this psychic damage or whatever. I don't remember because that was 2011, 15 years ago. And they would, but the cultists had 2 of these daggers on them, and one of the cultists was intimidated to the point where they ran into... Hey, sea dragon. They failed their intimidation check saving throw, whatever, so poorly that they went ahead and committed the seppuku that was required, just plunging into the heart to cause the spell to go off. And no one died. They all made their saving throws, but it was all the players were like, that's a really cool effect. And then the other character, the other cultist, had made their saving throw enough that they could they just attacked. And I think that was where the campaign ended, was like session 2. And I wish it had gone on further, because I had like entire, like, okay, well there's a zombie invasion going on throughout the region, and then the dead god Vecna was going to show up, and like it was his cult that was running the thing, and then like the characters were going to eventually encounter the dead god Vecna, because he wasn't completely dead, because he's Vecna, and he gives them the tools to fight the oncoming Cthulhu-style extra-dimensional threat. And so that was about as far as I got with the planning, but we got only like 2 episodes, and then I PCS'd, permanent change of station. I was in the Navy, to Japan, and so the campaign ended early. But I've always wanted to add that back in, and so my zombies are the George Romero zombies, where you make a con save, and it's a really high saving throw, and if you fail your saving throw, then you come down with the sickness, and then you slowly rot away, and when your Constitution score hits 0, then you turn into a zombie, which is how the I think I was using the World War Z and Zombie Apocalypse Handbook or whatever by Max Brooks, who is Mel Brooks' son, wrote. And those are incredible books, and the audiobook for World War Z is incredible. I highly recommend it. But, don't watch the movie. The movie's garbage. Brad Pitt should never have even offered to, or should never accepted that role. But, yeah. So, George Romero's zombies are my idea of how to actually run a good D&D zombie. I do not, okay, so you have an animate corpse for D&D, and they can wield an axe or whatever their weapon of choice was before they died, and so they're animated corpses. Call them animated corpses. Don't call them zombies. Zombies are a different creature entirely. Don't do that. That's dumb. Like, Gary Gygax or whoever was, whoever came up with using the D&D zombie as or at least as the 3.5, and I'm pretty sure the 1E and 2E zombies are. Those are dumb. Don't use them like that. Or at least don't call them zombies. They're not real zombies. Zombies have a bite that causes a poison. It's a magical poison. And if you need to cure it, you need to cure magical poison. Or magical, not a curse. It's a disease. That's the term. It's a magical disease like lycanthropy. Lycanthropy. Maybe is lycanthropy a curse? I would use cure disease to cure the zombie attack or the zombie bite, because it becomes a natural disease. So, but anyway, that's my two thoughts on the whole zombie D&D situation. Shellback Bow and Sea Dragon signing off.